Be clear that this is not just a bunch of words on a page, that they have significant, profound meaning. And when given attention and contemplation, each direction is a key that opens us to higher forms of thought, thus bringing us higher forms of manifestation. We are transiting through the year of the red cosmic moon, Kin 169. Red cosmic moon, I endure in order to purify. Transcending flow, I seal the process of universal water. With the cosmic tone of presence, I am guided by the power of space. In this introduction to galactic consciousness, we are learning how to read the 13 moon calendar. The calendar for this moon, let me just go to it. We are in the 9th moon. Solar moon of the Jaguar. Solar Jaguar moon of intention. Solar Jaguar moon of intention. The question asked in this tone, this solar moon, tone 9, is how do I attain my purpose? How do I attain my purpose? This number 9 for this moon also links to the tone 9. Formalize action, action set into motion. So the calendar gives us the how to live, how to track ourselves through the manifestation as creators in our own world. So we find ourselves here, Celio, which is the day we cube for those who are a little bit more advanced. Kin 139. Blue solar storm. I pulse in order to catalyze. Realizing energy, I seal the matrix of self-generation with the solar tone of intention. I am guided by the power of vision. Plasma Celio, Kin 139. Blue solar storm. I pulse in order to catalyze. Realizing energy, I seal the matrix of self-generation with the solar tone of intention. I am guided by the power of vision. Plasma Celio, Kin 139. Blue solar storm. We pulse in order to catalyze, realizing energy. We seal the matrix of self-generation with the solar tone of intention. We are guided by the power of vision. The seed thought for this plasma Celio. Cosmic history contains coded keys for the development of transcendental thought forms that surpass the limitations of our present knowledge structures. Once more, cosmic history contains coded keys for the development of transcendental thought forms that surpass the limitation of our present knowledge structures. Certainly something to contemplate and to understand. Our lesson for today is lesson 7, the law of time. But before we jump into the law of time, let's do a quick review and go over some of the introduction. Specifically, mission consciousness and synchronicity. Do you know what your purpose in life is? To embody our life purpose, our mission is to create a perfect match between integrity, intention, and skill. Integrity is our natural, pure condition of being that rests in itself without giving its power away to external forces. Intention is our commitment to the highest level or order of behavior that we can imagine. Intention is our commitment to the highest level or order of behavior that we can imagine. When we operate in mission consciousness, we are operating by signs that occur to us. These signs are synchronicities in our lives that give us the information to act in a way that brings us into harmony with our life mission. Are you in harmony with your life mission? Do you know what your mission is, what your purpose is? The cosmocentric view, Introduction to Galactic Consciousness, brings us into mission consciousness and synchronicity. The vision for what we are to become is already within us, awaiting the proper discipline through which it might be appropriately expressed. I once read a book called The Reluctant Messiah. And if you ever get a chance to get your hands on a copy of it, it's a really short read. It might be 30 pages. And I bring it up because it really talks about awaiting the proper discipline through which the vision might be appropriately expressed. Proper discipline is thwarted, or meets resistance because we think we already know, or we're scared to let go, And so we miss out on the vision that's already in us because we're seeking someone else's approval and we never get to the proper discipline, particularly when it doesn't fit in with what everybody else is doing. So just consider the vision for what we are to become is already within us, awaiting the proper discipline through which it might be appropriately expressed. Jose Arguelles, Transformative Vision. To be on mission is to choose to go in the direction of increased consciousness rather than confusion. It is to follow the signs given and choose the path of synchronic awareness. Everything is included on the path of the synchronic order. Everything is included on the path of the synchronic order. Everything is included on the path of the synchronic order. That means you don't have to figure it out. Synchronicity is a norm of the universe. As we will learn, it is disharmonious calendars and mechanical clocks that have been the main tools used to disconnect humanity from our synchronic flow. All of nature is still in communion with the rhythms of time. To ground our intention and mission on Earth, we have the tools of the synchronic order, which is also being directed to the needs of our planet at this time. The key components of the synchronic order are the 20 solar seals and the 13 galactic tones of the Dolkin. These serve as destinal guides and markers that monitor and eventually amplify the synchronicities in our lives. When we recognize the flow of synchronicities, then we can begin to see a divine pattern. The connections between synchronicities become increasingly apparent and the signs intensify. So there's this little game I play as I walk the path called connecting the dots. And so every time I witness an occurrence, and then I'm looking for the sign. And when I see the sign, I start connecting the dots. Well, if this happened, then this happened. And then the next thing occurred. And then, wow, this person said that, and that came on the radio. And then the picture, right? The pattern, a divine pattern begins to emerge, and you know exactly what you're supposed to do. You know that you are in the right place at the right time. And you begin to get this increase because you're paying attention, because you're recognizing. It says when we recognize the flow, of synchronicities, then we can begin to see a divine pattern emerge. The connections, connect those dots between synchronicities, become increasingly apparent, and the signs intensify. And as you continue to walk the path, your whole life just becomes a sign. Everywhere you look, there are signs guiding you because it's destinal, remember? It's destinal. All right. So when we got started, we recognized that we needed to have a journal, right? Yes, hope you have a journal. We have our galactic or 13 moon 13 moon almanac of synchronicity, right? Our calendar. And intention. We just talked about intention a little bit ago. And an open mind. We started on Dali, the first moon of the solar calendar, and we've completed our first heptad. We're on Celio. Our daily assignments are number one is the 13 minutes of natural mind meditation for peace. So making an admission of my own non-adherence to the assignment is that I get up in the morning and my feet hit the ground, and the first thing I'm thinking about is what do I have to do? Where do I have to go? Where do I have to be? Not getting up early enough to get the 13 minutes in and then having to take time out of the day to do it. Now that's okay as long as you get it done. However, 13 minutes of natural mind meditation for peace, first thing in the morning to start your day, attunes you to the cosmic flow, the flow of synchronicity. The world is a busy place full of distractions and all kinds of pain and suffering. When you offer the 13 minutes minimum of stillness, it will stabilize harmonious vibrations for yourself, all beings, and the planet. It is important. It's more important than anything we need to get up and do. We rest our mind in its natural state. We dissolve all the thoughts. We just label them thinking and breathe them out. It's just simple and clear. No visualizations in this one. Just calmness and tranquility. We read the daily affirmations 3 times. So after my 13 minutes, I read the affirmations. Read the lesson and keep a journal. In lesson 1, we initiate heptat, and we started heptat 1, initiate knowledge. Signs and symbols rule the world, not rules and laws. So in this lesson, what did we learn? In lesson 1, we learned the 4 heptads, the colors, and the plasmas, the 7 plasmas. In lesson 1, we learned the galactic signatures and the solar seals. The galactic signatures and the solar seals. If you have not decoded yours, go to thelawоftime.org and decode your solar seal. We need the red, white, blue, yellow markers, crayons, or pencils to color in our moons, to get to know them, the solar seals, get to know the archetypes, color the 20 solar seals. In lesson 2, we covered the qualities of those seals, the power, the action, the essence. We also became familiar with the dot bar notation. What do these 1, 2, 3, 4 dots and then a bar, what does that mean? It's the vigestional mathematics of the law of time, as opposed based on 20, as opposed to decimal based on 10. Okay. In lesson 3, we discovered the Dolkin. And we recognize that the Dolkin is the 260 kin or 260-day cycle correlated with the 365-day cycle of the 13 moon calendar, and creates a cycle of 18,980 days or 52 years. Yes, cycles. It's called a solar galactic cycle. So get familiar with the Dolkin, and you'll recognize that here are your solar seals all the way to the left and across the top, your 13 tones. You need to know them in order to read the galactic language. In lesson 4, we covered the 13 moon calendar, and we looked at how the calendar itself compared to the Gregorian calendar is perfect. Is perfect. The Gregorian calendar is irregular, and the 13 moon calendar is perfect. 13 moons, 13 perfect moons with 28 days each, 1 day at a time. If you count all the extra days over 28 in each one of the 12 months in the Gregorian calendar, you'll come up with 28 days plus 1. They took all the days from the 13th moon, and squished them into the 12-month calendar. Something wrong with that picture. The Creator made it this way, and man made it that way. Who do you choose to follow? In lesson 5, we went further into the difference between the Julian and Gregorian calendars and the 13 moon calendar, and we questioned it. Right, here are some questions. So go back and question. If you didn't take the time to do it, it will open up some things in you and make you question a lot of other things that are going on in the world as well. In lesson 6, we got familiar with the 13 perfectly equal moons that follow the 13 tone, or which is called the 13 tone cosmology of time. And we've gone through all of these, and we've also identified the totem animal associated with them. And this is a way to know what moon you were born in. So I was born August 31st. So I'm born in the lunar Scorpion moon of challenge, which runs from August 23rd to September 29th. So I no longer refer to my birth date as August 31st. I refer to it as 2/9, lunar Scorpion moon. And we come to our lesson 7 on this Celio Cube day, Kin 139, blue solar storm. Tonight's lesson, the law of time. The law of time was discovered December 10th, 1989, Kin 121, by Jose Arguelles Vuitton. You say, well, how was it discovered? The law was it discovered? If it's the cycles of time since the beginning of existence, how was it discovered? So if you don't know the story of Jose Arguelles, I invite you to learn more. Contemplate this excerpt from A Treatise on Time, 1996, by Jose Arguelles Vuitton. Just as air is the atmosphere of the body, so time is the atmosphere of the mind. If the time in which we live consists of uneven months and days regulated by mechanized minutes and hours, that is what becomes of our mind, a mechanized irregularity. Since everything flows from mind, it is no wonder that the atmosphere in which we live daily becomes more polluted. And the greatest complaint is, I just don't have enough time. Who owns your time owns your mind. Own your own time, and you will know your own mind. So what is the law of time? The law of time has always existed, just like the law of gravity. It is a science that demonstrates the laws of nature known as the synchronic order. It distinguishes between two timing frequencies, 1260 artificial mechanical and 1320 natural time. The law of time is also the function of the Mayan prophecies of Pacovitan, Quetzalcoatl, and the Chalambalam. It is the new dispensation of time, from which comes an entirely new system of galactic time knowledge. This new dispensation opens us to universal knowledge base that unifies all other systems of knowledge, cultural traditions, and calendars. This new dispensation opens us to a universal knowledge base that unifies all other systems, knowledge, cultural traditions, and calendars. Contemplate these key precepts of the law of time. Time is of the mind. Time is the evolution of consciousness. Time is the universal factor of synchronization. Meditation. Lift yourself above the earth and visualize the technosphere, inclusive of all of its various kinds of machines and engineering processes for facilitating machines, including automobiles, cell phones, computers, trucks, bombs, freeways, appliances, skyscrapers, etc. See how many you can think of. Write a list in your journal. Now contemplate all the ways that humans are dependent on the machine world. How many millions of people drive cars, use computers, watch television, and wear a watch, etc. Think of every hour of the day of which machines are being employed. Contemplate what kind of effect this has on consciousness. Write your reflections in your journal. Now imagine that your DNA is turned on to full capacity and these devices are replaced by telepathy, teleportation, and time travel. How would that feel? What do you prefer? So in our lesson about time today, it really is bringing us to a recognition in this first heptad that the timing frequency of the 1260 is an abomination that has captured the minds, the consciousness of humanity on this planet to a very large degree. That is the problem. The law of time is the solution. The law of time is the solution. When we consider that just as air is the atmosphere of the body, so time is the atmosphere of the mind, it gives us a whole different perspective of time, whole different perspective. So as we continue in our introduction to galactic consciousness, we will find that time is really elastic and you can't run out of it. You can't kill it. You can't waste it. And all those things that we say we do with it, nope, can't do it. Time works just like gravity. It's unseen. You can't measure it on a clock. It's measured by the sun and the moon, not the clock. It's measured by all the galactic cycles, and that's what we're here to discover for ourselves in our own lives. When we get a grasp on what time it really is, where we really are in time, and who we are in time, we become a cosmic thinker. Whatever appearances arise, all of them are just manifesting like the images in a mirror that simply occur. Discriminate to see if your own mind is like this or not. Karmalingpa Jochen. There is but one mind that directs all evolutionary processes. Our mind is part of the universal mind. Each mind is connected with every other mind, and each mind, wherever it is located, is connected with the whole world and cosmos. There is only oneness. The cosmos is the sphere of consciousness. The cosmos is the sphere of consciousness. The Earth's biosphere is a microcosm of the cosmos, and we humans are a microcosm of the Earth's biosphere. We are each a magnetic field vibrating around our own nucleus, and we want to learn how to vibrate with the cosmos. Every day we move through a particular time-space continuum where new situations, information, and experiences arise, each one loaded with a variety of impressions. The quality of impressions that we register is in accord with our present level of consciousness. So if you don't like what we're experiencing, if we don't like what we're experiencing, we get to up-level our consciousness. We are always seeking to integrate our experiences when new information is presented to us. How do we make sense of these impressions? Where do they come from? How do we determine if they are coming from our own or from another's thoughts? How do we perceive reality correctly? All beings see according to their own perceptions based on previous conditionings until conscious effort is made to break through these conditionings. Most people operate habitually and unconsciously according to programs inherited from family and are influenced by friends, media, environment, education, and geographical location. Who we think we are is actually a set of programs running in a predictable order according to different cues and stimuli that create particular responses. These patterns play out in self-reinforcing feedback loops. Many people believe that these pre-recorded feedback loops are who they are and what reality is. Our introduction to galactic consciousness is about up-leveling our consciousness, up-leveling our thought processes, up-leveling our response to situations, information, and experiences, up-leveling our effort, our conscious effort to break through the conditionings and the programs that we've inherited from the 1260 time frequency. Who we think we are is actually a set of programs running in a predictable order according to different cues and stimuli that create particular responses. We are up-leveling our responses, becoming a cosmic thinker by understanding the law of time. It is by grace that I am with you, that I feel honored and blessed to be sharing this and to be in a position where it flows through me. It is a blessing. It is a blessing. And I am humbled to have learned as much as I have regarding the law of time and the understanding that I now possess in my own conscious effort to live beyond the conditioning. I think this is becoming the last thing that I'll be sharing in the evenings, at the end of the lessons, for every plasma. I can get it to come up right now. Yes, here we are. And that is taking a little bit of a deeper dive, moving to higher ground, higher heights of our understanding. There we go. Yes, the law of time is necessary to be learned, to be known, to be actualized in our lives, to be embodied. I'm going to share this page with you. The synchronotron. Cilio call. Gregorian date 3/13/2019, 3/13/2019. New Sirius 1, New Sirius .1.31.97. Kin 139, Blue Solar Storm. Cosmic Moon Year, Power of Universal Water. Solar Jaguar Moon, Power of Pulse. 33rd Heptad, Red Heptad, Knowledge Initiates View. solar jaguar moon path of inner radiance, the two electro-etheric meridians, heptad 30, path 33, sex electrifies navigation. You should say, what does that mean? Kin 139, Poak, blue solar storm, power of self-generation. Kin 139, precept 35. When viewing your entire life movie, the quality of what you experience and how you respond to those experiences conditions what is going to happen to you in the next life or afterlife. And we are in the wave spell of the blue magnetic monkey. This is our destiny kin oracle. Meet the galactic archetypes. The adjustment of the lower will to the divine will is a manifest act of evolutionary consciousness, right? Up-leveling our consciousness. To project a new archetype at first requires a combination of will, contemplation, and visualization. Intensity of purpose is responsible for lifting you from the world of mediocrity into the pulsing world of higher consciousness. Learning to project a new archetype or to construct a cosmic personality is a living process, growing out of conscious daily exertion and experience. 13 minutes in the natural mind meditation, okay? Daily exertion and experience. It is dependent on the expression of the divine aspects in the life upon the physical world. So every time we encounter something, whether somebody cuts us off in traffic or says something that just seems like really weird, right? No matter what it is, it's how we respond to it, okay? It's how we respond to it as a cosmic personality, acting in the expression of the divine aspects in the life upon the physical plane. The world changer. And I don't think you can read that. So let me see if I can do something about that. Hi. 19, the world changer. I am the world changer coded by the blue storm. My number is 19, the power of all number. I am the master alchemist, the force behind the philosopher's stone. Skilled at the arts of transmutation, I am the catalytic transformer of world consciousness and planetary living. I oversee the changes of the weather. I am the thunder that shatters your world systems. I am the transport of clouds filled with lightning to illuminate the truth behind your illusions. I am the bringer of the drenching rain that purifies. It was I who caused the triple aspect monuments of the avatar archetype to appear in the ancient temple grounds. I oversee the morning and evening star. I behold the creator of the fifth sun, the present world. Sent forth am I to dwell among you, calling forth the sixth sun for the great regeneration of the world soul. To know me is to know your own power of self-generation. Only when the personal will is surrendered to divine will you have the opportunity to create a victorious ending to the movie being projected into the third dimension. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak into your life on this evening. every plasma. We've completed the first heptad. We have 3 more to go. 3 more to go. 3 more to go. Blessings on this celio, this cube evening, where this plasma, where we have completed our first time atom. I'm Shifa Ali, and it's my pleasure to serve in this capacity. I love you. God bless, and rest well, knowing that you are more awake when you are asleep than you are when you're awake. 4th dimension to 3rd. Peace, love, and light. Blessings. Good night.